I got like anxious for a second, so I like froze up a little bit. Giving. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title and the clips that I put in the beginning, today I wanted to talk to you guys about something a little bit more serious and something that's important to me because I deal with it every day. So what is anxiety? When I took some time to look up like an official definition of anxiety, these are some things that stood out to me. Intense, excessive, and persistent worry and fear about everyday situations. Fast heart rate, rapid breathing, sweating. Anxiety is only an indicator of an underlying condition. Feelings becoming excessive, all-consuming, and interfere with daily living. Anxiety is sometimes associated with depression. So just reading some of those things kind of brings back those feelings for me. And as you can see in the clips that I put in the beginning of the video, that's something that I often feel when I'm creating this content to share with you. But it's also something that fuels me to do it. In creating and sharing these YouTube videos, I felt like it would help me to overcome some of my anxiety and kind of push me to be a better speaker in general. So when did I know I had anxiety? I would say I didn't always know I had anxiety. I feel like more so I thought it was a shy nervousness, which is kind of okay because it kind of let me feel like I can overcome something that I felt was so small. So in those situations, I would just push myself to do more and be better. And now, as I'm more aware that I have anxiety, I kind of still feel like it's just a small thing because I overcome it every day. So just like a funny story. So the weirdest place that I've ever had an anxiety attack, I guess they call it, is at the gym. And I was working with my friend and personal trainer, and he was kind of pushing me to do more, like lift heavier, run faster. And he had all this confidence in me that I didn't have in myself. So he preps the weights and he's like, okay, we're gonna try this. And right before I go to like pick up the weight, I start breathing like so heavy, like it's like an uncontrollable feeling. And he kind of stopped and looked at me like, like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm like feeling anxiety right now, so I have to like just push through it. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm sure, like I just need a minute. And like I kind of had to just take a second and like use like some tactics that I know and like breathe through it and then push myself, and I ended up doing it. And it's like so many little situations like that that's happened to me that now I almost find it like funny afterwards, not during the moment. And I kind of like have to pat myself on the back, like like that could have been worse. Like you could have stopped yourself from doing something that you wanted to do or that you can do, but your body and your mind kind of tried to stop you from doing that. Okay, so some things that I've learned to do to kind of like combat my anxiety and push myself forward to do certain things is I do not weird things, but I do something that I do, and you'll see me do in the videos, is I kind of like hold my hands, and I guess it's like a coping thing where it's like I'm supposed to be self-soothing and making myself feel safe. So sometimes like I squeeze my hand like so hard, but it kind of makes me feel like I'm in control, if that makes sense. Does that sound weird? I don't care, it helps me. But yeah, so like I'll hold my hands, squeeze them just so I'm like, I'm here, I'm in control, like it's my body, I can do what I want to do. Something else that helps is kind of really just breathing, and I mentally speak to myself like, okay, let's try it, like let's do it, let's see what happens. Because anxiety, like I read from the definition, like it can really interfere with you physically and stop you from doing something that you want to push yourself to do. And like it gets so bad sometimes that you might feel stuck. And like that's when sometimes people with extreme anxiety, they might cry or like just need to be by themselves or shut out other people. So from that feeling, I can see why they say they relate it to depression, because if you're not in control of it and you let it consume you, I feel like that could be the next step. Something else that I noticed that I do since I've been actively trying to overcome my anxiety, and I actually feel like it's a strength, I'm super observant. And when I walk into a room, I'll kind of assess the situation, and from there I'll decide what the next move is. And I feel like that just really helps me in different situations. So I also wanted to share some tips from this post that I saw online that I thought was very insightful and helpful. Look around you, find 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. And they say that this is called grounding, and it can help when you feel like you have lost all control of your surroundings. So I guess you can see why I do my hand holding coping mechanism because it helps me to feel in control, and it just helps me to feel like I haven't lost control of myself. I know a lot of people might not know that anxiety is such a big part of a lot of people's lives. As someone who deals with it every day, I just wanted to share with you my perspective on it and maybe enlighten you, so when you see someone else taking their time to overcome these emotions and you might see them, doing some form of grounding, you'll let them take that time so that they can come to you in a better way, in a more confident way that works for them. So I hope you learned a little something from this video. I know it might have been short, but I just wanted to kind of give you an insight to how someone with anxiety might feel. If you have anxiety or if you just want to know more, leave your questions and comments down below and I'll be sure to answer them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.